New break in a case involving a massive invasion of privacy for some big stars, including Jennifer Lawrence and Kate Upton. Hackers broke into their accounts, stole nude pictures, and then leaked them onto the internet.
Biggest group of A-list actresses that were hacked in the whole iCloud thing are threatening to sue Google
because Google refuses to take down their nude photos from the search listings and sites they own like Blogspot and YouTube.
Tonight, a major break in the celebrity photo hacking scandal. Apple saying there was no breach in any of their systems, including iCloud.
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm your host, Jared Bronstein, and thanks for tuning in to another Top 10 here on InformOverload. Today we'll be looking at top 10 celebrities that were hacked. Now, it seems at one point or another, almost every celeb has been hacked, so this list could be a top 100. But I'm gonna rank it based on how severe, I guess we could say, the hacks were. Before we get into it, make sure to subscribe, click that bell to be notified of when we post other videos, and of course, stick around for some comment replies and outtakes afterwards. So starting us off at number 10, we got Scarlett Johansson. ScarJo is one of the many celebrities targeted in one of the biggest hacks of our time. In 2014, almost 500 photos of celebrities were released on the web after a ton of their iCloud accounts, emails, and phones were hacked. As of now, a total of 5 people have been arrested in connection with the hack, including a former Virginia teacher who was just sentenced to 34 months in prison in March of 2019. The photos released were explicit photos of Scarlett that she took of herself that were meant for her husband at the time, Ryan Reynolds. When speaking on the incident, she said, "It was absolutely shocking and devastating at the time. It was such an invasion. I just felt like as a woman, I felt like it's such a degrading and awful thing to have to go through that." At number 9, Hugh Grant. Now, Grant was actually a victim to a hack by the News of the World. The offenses took place between 1998 and 2009, and apparently these guys have been known for hacking a lot of people's phones. More specifically, they went after Hugh's voicemails and even pretended to be people they weren't to get more information on the actor. Although they settled out of court, with Grant getting a 6-figure settlement, which he donated to the campaign group Hacked Off, the newspaper company was shut down in 2011, and they'll be featured on this list again for doing the same stuff to another successful actor, but we'll get to that later on. For now, on to number 8, Justin Timberlake and Mila Kunis. Although the two denied they sent each other intimate photos, there were pictures of Timberlake laying on a bed topless and Mila in a bathtub released on the web. However, neither photo showed anything too risque, and it seemed they both got a good laugh from the incident. A statement released read, "In closing, Mr. Timberlake would like us to make it clear that while he might write songs about putting things in boxes, he never has and definitely doesn't make a habit of taking any photos of them and sending them." The statement continues, "Ms. Kunis would like us to add that while she is a fan of the song, she does not have nor has ever had photos of any male parts in her possession." Number 7, we got Jude Law. Again, the company News of the World came under fire for this one. Apparently, aside from Law having his phone hacked, they paid one of his relatives for details about the actor's life. Glenn Mulcair was a private investigator hired by the News of the World, and authorities found notebooks at his home filled with personal details about Law and those close to him. These details included his ex-agent's number in LA and numbers to mobile phones he was loaned by film companies while working on films in the US from 2003 to 2005. Law explained in court, "I became aware I was turning up at places having arranged to go there secretly, and the media would already be there." That's some creepy That's up. Coming to number 6, we got Vanessa Hudgens. Hudgens had just turned 18 at the time when explicit photos of herself were leaked in 2007. While it appeared she was at the height of her career in the middle of filming High School Musical 3 and looking all lovey-dovey with High School Musical co-star Zac Efron, it seemed things changed real quick. When the photos were released, it was unclear if Hudgens would still be a part of the 3rd installment of the High School Musical series, although ultimately she was. Although she was deeply embarrassed by the photos and apologized to her fans, mostly younger boys and girls, it wasn't really her fault at all. Thankfully, the man responsible for the hack, Ryan Collins, who was also responsible for hacking ScarJo, and all the other iCloud and Google hacked celebs pleaded guilty and is now serving time for being scum. Yeah, he was charged with being scum. At number 5, we got Kate Upton and Justin Verlander. The model and baseball pitcher had photos of them surface on the web after Verlander's phone got hacked. Multiple photos of his piece were posted on the web, as well as some other photos of him covering himself up with nothing but his hand. Either way, this came at a time when the Tigers were making a run for the World Series, although they ultimately didn't make it very far. During the incident, Verlander told news outlets, "I keep my personal life personal. The focus for me is on the Detroit Tigers. I don't want to take any focus away from this team and what we're trying to accomplish. We're in the middle of a pennant race. We're trying to win a pennant, and all of my focus currently is on doing whatever I can to help our team win our division." Coming in at number 4, Demi Lovato. I just came to learn she was actually hacked just the other day. Her Snapchat account was hacked, and explicit photos of the singers were released just a few days back. But aside from this hack, Lovato was also the victim of another hack that saw intimate photos of her and her ex-boyfriend, Wilmer Valderrama, get leaked on the internet. I think I said his name wrong. The hacker also made comments about Lovato's weight and at one point even claimed to be Lovato's old friend, Selena Gomez. Of course, Gomez wasn't responsible for the hack, and that was pretty clear from the get-go. At number 3, Jennifer Lawrence. Part of the iCloud scandal that affected most of the people on this list, Lawrence had explicit photos leaked online, and it seems she was one of the celebs most affected by the scandal. She said, "When I first found out it was happening, my security reached out to me. It was happening minute to minute. It was almost like a ransom situation where they were releasing new ones every hour or so." She went on to explain just because she's in the public eye doesn't mean she asked for this and isn't a reason for it to be acceptable. She explained, "It's my body and it should be my choice, and the fact that it is not my choice is absolutely disgusting. I can't believe that we even live in that kind of world." At number 2, we got Radiohead. Earlier this year, Radiohead released 18 hours of material a week after it was released online. The hacker apparently stole Thom Yorke, the band's lead singer's mini-disc archive, and demanded $150,000 for it not to be released. Johnny Greenwood, the band's guitarist, wrote on Instagram, "So instead of complaining much or ignoring it, we're releasing all 18 hours of Bandcamp in aid of Extinction Rebellion, so for €18 you can find out if we should have paid that ransom." The band donated all proceeds to the climate change advocacy group Extinction Rebellion and capped off their note by saying, "Never intended for public consumption, though some clips did reach the cassette in the OK Computer reissue. It's only tangentially interesting and very, very long. Not a phone download. Rainy out, isn't it though?" Coming at number 1, this one really seemed to be the worst hack of all, Leslie Jones. Following the release of explicit photos, her driver's license, her passport, Jones took to Twitter and wrote, "I feel like I'm in a personal hell. I didn't do anything to deserve this. It's just too much. It shouldn't be like this. So hurt right now." Eventually she took a break from her Twitter account altogether, and it seemed the reason she was targeted for the hack was simply because people didn't like the Ghostbusters film that had an all-female leading cast, and more specifically, had an issue with Jones. They also made incredibly racist remarks toward her, comparing her to the likes of Harambe, the gorilla that took the internet by storm after it was shot at the Cincinnati Zoo earlier that year. Thankfully, Jones has rejoined Twitter and has been doing quite well for herself since, but it doesn't take away from the fact that she had to deal with such a traumatizing situation. It's unclear who was responsible for the hack, but honestly, like everyone on this list, well, that person should just rot in hell. It's pretty morbid, but I don't know, they seem like a terrible person. Who does that? And now a word from Jared. Hackers suck. You have absolutely no right to invade someone's privacy like that. It's just not right. People could do what they want in their own time and when they're alone. They could send what they want to who they want, but someone shouldn't illegally obtain access to your private information or content and then show the world, because it's not up to that person to decide who gets to see it. Thankfully, those involved in the iCloud scandal were arrested and will be serving time, but here's to hoping we don't have to deal with another invasion of privacy like that again. Now, as always, I'd love to hear from you guys in that comment section down below. Who do you guys think got the worst of the hacks on this list? Let me know. For now, let's reply to some comments from the video. Demi Lovato's Snapchat hacked and photos leaked. Obviously, I didn't do that video, Charlotte, that's how I didn't know about this until I started writing the script. But anyways, Claudia Cadogan said, "That's so dumb. People really have nothing better to do with their lives." I don't know if it's like a money thing, if it's just like they're people. I don't get it. Like, it's just not right to hack someone and put all their information out. So that's how I feel. Vicky Vao said, "Regardless of how famous somebody is, nobody deserves to be treated like this. It is horrible. Thankfully, they found the culprits quick. Good luck to Demi Lovato. Stay strong." I'm sure she appreciates all the kind words. She's been getting a lot of love. I mean, she's also been getting a lot of hate for her trip to Israel, which was like, I don't know, people say a political stance. It wasn't. I don't really know. I don't get involved in that kind of because, yeah. Anyways, David Robinson said, "This kind of hacking should be considered grand theft and first-degree assault because it's mental torture, which could lead to physical complications. Punish them accordingly with criminal and civil suits." I agree with that because, you know what? Mental health, physical health, it's all the same in my opinion. And when you get hacked, that takes a toll on you. When people see like photos of you that you don't want out there or information, just because you're physically good mentally, oh, that could ruin you. You might not eat for days, you might be depressed. You know, that's messed up. So I agree. It should be a very, very serious offense. It shouldn't just be like a, oh, well, what can you do? No, it should be much more serious. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. I've been your host, Jared Bronstein. If you guys enjoyed this one, give it a thumbs up. Let us know in the comments down below if you guys want to see a part 2, because, well, there have been tons of people hacked, unfortunately, and I know about a lot of them. So, you guys gotta let us know if you want to see a part 2, because I could easily make it, because right in this list, like I said, there could be 100 on here. Anyways, guys, that's it for this one. Make sure to subscribe, and of course, hit that bell so you guys can be notified if we do make a part 2, and we'll see you guys again soon. Although it was, Channing Tatum. It's only tangential. And explicit photos of the singer was just released. And explicit photos, I don't know what I'm saying. He keeps falling down. Advocacy? Advocacy. I'm a strong advocate. Advocacy? I guess. Proceeds to the climate change advocacy group. All right then, avocado it is. Although